Okay, hello chess players. We're going to be playing a blitz game here. 3-minute game. My opponent's rating is 2059. Looks like we've played before. Won our previous game. Let's hope that holds in this game as well. So we got an open Sicilian main line. Just main line Schennigan. Turns it into a Najdorf. So now we're playing the main line Najdorf. Bishop e7. We're going to play bishop e3. We're going to turn this into a Velmarovic. He's going to play b5. I'm going to castle this. Oh, wait a minute, though. I'm trying to remember. Bishop b7 is not best. Usually people try b4, knight a4, and then knight takes e4 here, and then I uncork knight b6, which is a pretty neat sacrifice, but I'm pretty sure bishop e7 is supposed to be bad because of e5, and then knight e6. And then this is just pretty much winning, I think, without a whole lot of fight here. I just take here, I'm up in exchange, and then I don't think I have to do anything super fancy. I'm trying to remember like what is absolutely best though. I think bishop g5. Queen e5. It's getting harder and harder to defend. Going back to g3 maybe. Just trying to be as accurate as possible just to sort of end the game. Because I don't really think my opponent has a ton of fight left if I just play a few more really accurate moves. It's direct attack on the queen. It also defends everything here, and now we're going to attack the queen while attacking g7. So now there's really nothing left. So I would have thought resignation, but okay, we'll let him play another move. And yeah, it was kind of hopeless though. Just curious, did I make any mistakes at all in that game? Somehow I want to say that my sunny pawn loss is going to be 2 inaccuracies. I thought I played this spectacularly accurate game. What is it calling an inaccuracy? If it's in the opening, it's just wrong. Castle queenside is okay. Yeah, because b4 isn't that scary. A lot of wins for black, though. Wow. But still, b4 shouldn't be that scary. Like, b4, knight a4. And then, how are people losing here? I guess queen a5 is the move. I'm curious how these guys lost, because I was under the impression that white was okay here, because like my preparation is like on knight takes e4, I'm going to play knight b6. Yeah, and that's slight edge according to the engine. So we got one game in that where white wins. So it's a kind of a complex line. I'm kind of curious why they're saying queen a5. Queen a5. Ooh, this was played before. Okay, so I'm just curious, like, why can't I still play? Why is knight b6 not playable? It might be. Okay, so queen b6, knight takes e6, queen c6, knight f8, bishop f8, f3, bishop d4, f3. No, a5, and you're losing. It's actually better if he takes the pawn, because you have bishop d5 in the middle of everything. That's actually a big theme. So if he doesn't have bishop d5, you're not doing all that great. So the computer says rook he1. We got what was tried in this game? This game, knight f3 was tried, and that was terrible. That was worse than knight b6. Knight b6 would have been better. And yeah, and then knight of d7 just advantage black, and black is losing here. Okay, so black lost those games. So I need a response to queen a5. It looks like definitely not knight f3. Rook he1, I guess, is the move. Has anybody tried it? We got one game. Continued bishop d7. Knight b6 seems forced, so this game seems reasonable to follow. Queen takes b6. Knight takes e6, of course. Queen b5. And then in the one game this happened, they played knight f8 right away, which wasn't that much worse than queen takes b5, followed by knight f8. It's about the same. Rook e2, and now bishop to b5 got played. Knight back to e6, very accurate. And then we have bishop takes e2. Knight c7, very accurate. How did white lose? White's rocking it according to the engine. White's now +1. And king d1 is correct. Knight g4. Knight takes a8, and it likes bishop b6. But still, should be advantage white. So he got to an endgame where white's slightly better, and then he just lost. Okay. Bishop e6. Oh, well, his knight's still trapped, so he's still got that big problem to solve. So c3, a5, cx b4, ax b4, a3. I guess he must have just failed to solve the problem of getting his knight out. He never got his knight out. That's a pretty big problem, actually. The computer doesn't seem to think it's a huge issue. The computer seems to think that the pawn should compensate. Yeah, so I guess my theory is still probably reasonable, but I do have to work on this a little bit. I need some preparation against queen a5. It's not as simple as I thought. I guess rook he1 looks like it's the way to go, so I'm going to have to take a look at that game. But the game that I just played was relatively solid. Anyways, hope you learned something new about chess. Hope you can use some of these ideas in your own games. I always try to make my Blitz games learning experiences. Thank you very much for watching.